All right, shalom, shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites. Come out here week in and week out to try to wake up the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Seminole Indians to let you know that you are God's chosen people. And it's high time to awake out of sleep in these last days, man. You know, I know it's party time, I know it's Easter weekend, but the Lord not dealing with that, man. You know, you can't find the celebration of Easter nowhere in the Bible. So first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. You know, so let's start off with the book. Let me get the book of Salakia. Let me get the book of Salakia. What is that? Let me get the book of Exodus. Let me get Deuteronomy 6 verse 4. Baba Kashaf. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4. Bring that out. It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Right, so it says the Lord our God is one Lord, man. You know, the Most High doesn't you know, the Most High, he doesn't share his glory with all of these other idols, man. You know, all these other idols, you know, you out here celebrating Easter weekend. Hey, Easter has nothing to do with the Bible, man. You know, that's false God worship. You know, whether you like, love it, believe it or not. Let me get the book of Salakia. Keep going on that, matter of fact. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. Right, and how do you do that? You keep the commandments of the Lord. That's how you love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might, man. You know, and you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, y'all need to be realizing that, man. Because you have your own gods. Stop trying to serve the gods of the other nations, man. Let me get the book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 4. Baba Kashar.
Yep.
And you're going into slavery according to the Bible. You know? We're not out here to spare the heathens, man. We're not out here to lick Esau wounds. We're not out here for none of that, man. Y'all know your nationality? Oh, well. Bring that out. Baruch chapter 6, verse 4. Like it, miss. What's your nationality? Walking right here with the black shirt on. See that? Baruch chapter 6, verse 4, brother. Quick on the sword. Yeah, Baruch 6, verse 4. Whichever one of y'all got it. Got it? 6 verse 4. It's like it. Go to the letter of Jeremiah. It's in the book of Baruch. Oh, brother. Verse 4. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 4. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood. Right, so we right here in Babylon and we seeing the gods of silver, the gods of gold, and the gods of wood. You got the right here, you got the big bean. You know, over there you got that golden calf over there. And this is the land of Babylon, man. So like you get that on the camera, Baba Kashar, you can see the golden calf across the street. This is the land of Babylon, man. You know? This is Babylon. You can't make these things up, man. You know, hey, the Lord said whatsoever like it. The Lord said, you know, what was back then is now, man. You know, and what was now is what has already been, man. Paraphrasing, but keep going on that. And of gold, like it, start from the top. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 6, verse 4. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold and of wood borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like strangers, be like to strangers, neither be afraid of them. Right, so the Lord said, don't be serving these other gods, man. The gods of silver, the gods of wood, and the gods of stone, man. What is the God of silver, man? So-called white Jesus, man, Christianity. The Lord not dealing with that. You can look inside of this Bible and see that Jesus wasn't no white man, man. You know, so why would they give us a white Jesus? Because they're our oppressors, man. They want us to look at them and have mercy upon all the things that they did to us, man. But we're not here to have mercy upon them today. We're here to tell them. We're here to project the will of the Lord that they're going into slavery, thus saith the Lord, man.
Right.
Thus saith the Holy Bible, you know. So let me get the book. Let me get the book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. No, matter of fact, let me get Jeremiah 10 and 1. You know, because we out here, we learning the ways of the heathen, man. You know, that's all we doing out here, man. And the Lord told us not to do these things, you know. Hey, Easter Sunday, that's the way of the heathen. You know? Matter of fact, let me get the book. So like, let me get the book of Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 18. Jeremiah 7 and 18, Baba Kashar.
Bring it out.
Bring that up. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven. All right, so it says the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven. Hey, Easter goes back to the pagan goddess Ishtar, man. You know, so if you celebrate Easter, you're not celebrating the death and the birth and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, man. You celebrating Ishtar, the God, the Queen of Heaven, man.
That's right.
Don't even exist, man. There is no Queen of Heaven. The Lord is not dealing with that spirit, man. You know, so can you read that again, Bible Control? Jeremiah 7 and 18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven. Right, so Granny finna go ahead and put together that Easter Sunday dinner, man. You know, she finna put that together, and whole time she dwelling on idolatry, man. Brother, you know your nationality, brother? What is it, brother? Talk to me. That's right, brother. So,
Eres solo librero.
Like, what do you need to be doing, brother? Brother, you gotta repent and keep the commandments, brother. Right? So we not out here, man. We out here to proclaim the will of the Lord to our people, man. You know, we not out here for folly and for filthy lucre. Sister, you know your nationality, sister? How did our people get to America? Neither sister can't answer that. You see that? Hey, our people, we don't have no knowledge of our history. Let's get the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. You know? We don't have no knowledge of our history, no knowledge of our true heritage. You know, that's why we took on the so-called white man's heritage, man. Right. You know, that's why we want to celebrate days like Easter, 4th of July, and all of that. And these days got nothing to do with us, man. Right. And you was the so-called slave on the day of 4th of July, man, when America won its independence, man. You know? So what business do the black man and the Hispanic man and the Native American Indian got doing celebrating the 4th of July? What business do you have celebrating Easter, man? These holidays are not for us. The Lord gave us our holidays in the Bible, man. Hey, brothers just had a beautiful Passover, man. We just had you said what, brother? Right now is the Sabbath, brother. You're right. Right. Brother, we out here in the street, brother. What you mean it's time for action? We have to wait on the Lord, brother. We can't take matters into our own hands. We have to wait on the Lord. You said what? His name is Yahweh. Brother, this is how we build our army, brother. Let me get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 10. We finna show you this is how we build our army right here, brother. Yeah, you mind standing right here in front of me, brother? We finna show you this is how we build our army. Out here on these highways and byways, we're pouring out the wisdom amongst our people.
That's right.
You know, in the chief place of concourse, like it says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22 verse 20 on down. Bring that out. Ezekiel 37 and 10. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, and exceeding great art. What? An exceeding great art. What? An exceeding great art. So we out here prophesying that the Lord commanded us, and the people they receiving this word, they receiving the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord, and that's how our people are gonna come together to build that exceeding great army of the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, brother.
That's right.
Said, how long is we gonna wait? We have to wait on the Lord, brother. Brother, what is you finna do by yourself then? What is you finna get done? So you can get it done without the Lord's power? Why are people still in the state that we in right now then? Why are we still? Because we don't keep the commandments, brother. That's exactly why. Let me get the book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 17. We're gonna show you why we're in this state.
No.
Like it, read verse, what is that, 14 first? Or 14 first? Yeah, read verse 14 first, then jump to 7. The book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 14. But if you will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if you shall despise my statutes, or if your soul will bore my judgments, so that you will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I will do this unto you. I will set, Salaki, he said if we don't keep his commandments, he gonna do this unto us. And that's what he's finna do. I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemy. Don't we get slain before our enemies, brother? And we out here getting killed by cops on the streets like, hey, they just had the case for George Floyd. They just had the George Floyd case. And what happened to him? He got killed by his oppressor. You know that? Right, the Lord turned his face against us, but how do we get the Lord to turn his face back again? Turn his face back to us? Let me get right, holding the covenant. What was our deal? What was our part of that covenant? Let me get the book of Exodus, chapter 24. You know what I want. You said by holding the covenant, right? Right. So how do we hold the covenant, brother? Brother kind of just read it, but we gonna get it somewhere else. Bring that up.
How about this Exodus 20? This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, and I'm gonna start at 6, start at 7. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, "All the Lord have said, will we do and be obedient."
Right. So we have to be obedient to the Lord's word, which is keeping the commandments, brother. Because the Lord just said if we don't keep the commandments, he gonna put these curses upon us. We haven't been keeping the commandments. That's why we're being oppressed today. That's why we're in this lower state. So wouldn't it be common sense to keep the commandments and then we get back on that pedestal that we got knocked off on? Right. Brother, what 2021 got to do with it, brother? You said ain't nothing changed yet. Brother, have you went to the scriptures? Where's your fringes at, brother? Where your fringes at, brother? Ain't no more scripture? Brother, let me get the book of Isaiah chapter, 40 verse 7. Let me get Isaiah 40 and 7. He said ain't no more scripture. Isaiah 40 and 7. I believe that's what I want. Word of the Lord. Flower, yeah, bring that up. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 40 verse 7. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. No, it ain't time for that. Shall stand forever. It's 2021. Shall stand forever. No, we need to rise up amongst ourselves. Shall stand forever. The word of the Lord stands forever, brother. Right. You got a precept? Go ahead, bring it up.
Brother, you said, it's time to take action, right? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of the heaven from above. And by the sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother.
Right, so that's talking about the Esau, the so-called white man. He lives by the sword. You know, his blessing is the sword, brother. So how we go rise up against somebody whose blessing is the sword? Do we have the blessing of the sword? We might have AKs, we might have a couple Glocks or whatever, you know. But this brother got nuclear missiles. This brother has bazookas. You know, he has all this modern warfare that we don't have the ability to obtain. So how will we rise up against him? Right. Right. We have to wait upon the Lord. Brother, bring that out.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, so it says here's the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what we patiently wait on. The Lord told us to patiently wait. Brother.
That's right.
That's what faith is, brother. Let me get the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, chapter 11, verse 1. 11 and 1. That's what faith is, brother. We gotta have that faith that the Lord is gonna come redeem us, brother. Brother, you saying you been having faith, but brother, you talking about rising up. You talking about rising up now by yourself. How is that faith, brother? You talking about taking matters into your own hands. All right, brother, bring that up. The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Bring that up. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1. Now the faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, brother. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. What is we hoping for? That's salvation, brother. We have to instill our faith. We have to show our faith by waiting on that salvation, brother. And how do we wait on that salvation? We keep the commandments of the Lord. Because what? It's the Lord that fights for us. Let me get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter, what is that? 1 and 29, Bible Kushon. Bring that out.
God, it's the book of Deuteronomy. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for buying men and buying women, and no man shall buy you.
It said no man shall buy us, meaning nobody is going to be able, no mortal man is going to be able to redeem us out of this captivity, brother. That's what that's saying. It says no man shall buy you, meaning nobody's going to be able to redeem you, brother, because we got something in the law, in the book of Leviticus, something called the law of Jubilee. After 7 years, you will be able to go and redeem your family member from the bondage that they serve, by paying the price. But can't nobody come and redeem us from this bondage that we serving, because it's under a divine order. It's the Lord that did this to us, So let me get that, brother. We can't fight amongst ourselves. It's the Lord that fights for us. Bring that out. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, verse 29.
Oh.
Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Lord your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you. Now we fight for ourselves. He shall fight for you. Now we do our own thing. He shall fight for you. Rise up amongst each other right now. He shall fight for you. So the Lord is the one that's going to fight for us, brother. We have to wait upon the Lord, brother. Hey, all the scriptures, they're going to tell you to wait upon the Lord, brother. We can't just rise up like, okay, we getting ourselves together. The Lord said gather ourselves together, and that's what we're doing, but we have to gather ourselves together by the scriptures, brother. Let me get the book of Isaiah. Hold on, hold that. Let me get Isaiah chapter, what is that, 55 and I believe 16, I believe. No, I'm looking for Select. What is that? 54 right, 54 and 15, Bible. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 54, verse 15. Behold, they shall surely gather together. Right? We gonna gather together, right? Like how you talking, brother. We can gather together. We can get all our warfare. We can do all that and try to rise up against our oppressors ourselves. Not taking counsel of the Lord, but what? What do you say? Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Behold, I have created. Like let's sit on that. So it says we shall gather together, but not by the Lord. We're not taking the Lord's counsel. That's what you're trying to do, brother. You're trying to gather together. You're trying to rile the people up. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because our people, they need to get riled up. But, brother, we got to do it by the counsel of the Lord, brother. That's the only way that we can do this. I believe that's Isaiah 30 and 1, brother. So, all right. Brother, we have the counsel of the Lord, brother. We don't have to wait for it. It's already here for us. It's given to us in the scriptures. Right, that's why we come out here, brother, to proclaim the wisdom. What you had? Like, hold that. Let me get Proverbs 1 and 20. 1 and 20.
No, you got it.
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the street. She crieth in the chief places of concourse.
Right, is not this the chief place of concourse in our city? This is the most busiest part of our city. Hey, we caught you out here. This is the chief place of concourse, brother. Right. Hey, it says wisdom crieth without. The Lord told us to go to chief place of concourse and push out that wisdom toward our people, brother. That's what we out here doing. Keep going.
Chief place of concourse.